Is Wednesday, September 24th. The meeting is called to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Laura, would you please take roll call?
Commissioner LaFave? Here. Commissioner Barrich? Here. Commissioner Lorraine is absent. Chairperson Kenny?
Present.
Commissioner Trucks?
Yes.
Vice Chair Quinn?
Yes.
Commissioner Kriskowitz?
Yes.
Thank you.
Complete.
And may I have a motion to approve the agenda as written?
I'll make a motion.
Support. Kate made the motion and Angie supported. All in favor, say aye. 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 Any opposed, say nay. Motion pass. Approval of the minutes is next on the agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
We do conflicts of interest.
Angie made a motion to approve the minutes and Ed supported that. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Hearing none, motion passed.
It's conflicts.
The conflict of interest.
I did? Oh, okay.
Speed.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to back up on the agenda, and at this time, the chair will ask if there are any members with a conflict of interest on the approved agenda. Hearing none, and we already approved the minutes, we'll move on to the public comment on agenda-related items. At this time, the chair will ask if there are any public comments. Hearing no public comments, we'll move right into new business. We have 2 applications for certificate of appropriateness to consider today, and the first one is 95 Maple Street, which is the library. Is there anybody here from the library?
I don't see him. She emailed and said she was going to be here. You're not here for the library, are you? You want to be?
Give you $10.
Can't comment on anything that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, right?
So you were expecting her to show up?
Yeah, she.
We might just be moving too fast.
I don't know.
Well, I know
Would it-
one of the, I know the contact on the library thing, so when I was reviewing the agenda, I contacted her and told her I noticed missing signatures. So she did email this morning with the corrected version with signatures, but
Okay.
I did not hear if she would be present or not.
Well, would it be okay if we moved ahead to the next item on new business and came back if she shows up?
I would think so,
Is that okay?
Did I send her a message?
if you'd like.
Sure. Friendly
You're
group.
the chair. You get.
Do I need a motion to make that change in the agenda?
Not if you're just going to flip-flop it.
Okay. So next on the agenda then is Kelly's Hallmark. And Doug, would you like to?
Do you want a presentation, or have you looked at it and have questions?
I've looked at it, but I'm not sure about the rest of the commissioners.
Why don't you, if it's all right, tell us a little bit about why you're choosing this particular solution to the problem, and tell us what you're planning to do with it.
Okay,
So,
we own 2 commercial buildings downtown. One is where Kelly's Hallmark is, the other is the old Thomas Interior, which is a red pole barn just the other side of the hotel project. And we were approached about 2 months ago by a couple that would like to buy that building. We did not have it for sale. We've used it since we bought it in 2018 for storage. No heat on, no water, no sewer. It's just been cold storage. More building than we need. Weren't interested in selling, but they're interested in buying, so we said, okay. Any of you that have had plenty of room have plenty of junk, and we've got that. And we had gone from, for those that don't know, we used to be where Glicks is, which is 7,500 square foot on the main level and 7,500 in the basement, and that accumulated a lot of storage. Plus, we've got all the fixturing from 7,500 square foot that went down to 3,000 square foot. So I probably have 400 pieces of tempered glass, a bunch of those sorts of things that we just haven't cleaned out. Store will probably, the Hallmark store, if we don't sell it, will probably be open another 4 years just because of the timing of our POS lease agreement. It's a 5-year agreement. Kelly said she's not going to work past 70. So that gives us another 4 years.
Slacker. No,
Yeah,
just kidding.
I'm past it.
Sorry.
Still working. So anyway, but as I say, I'm still working because my wife's in retail. So, anyway, they approached us. We looked at a couple of options. Possibly I've looked at other buildings. Talked with actually 2 other building owners on River Street. One is way out of whack on what they're asking. The other one needs multiple approvals to sell, that's non-local, and that they haven't been able to get that together yet. So we got looking, what can we do with sort of portable and accessory building? Came up with the solution just because it's quickest, easiest, get it done before the winter, I'm sorry. So we looked, how big an area can we be in, how big a building can we have, those sorts of things. What we're requesting fits in the area, fits within all the building requirements other than Jerry had mentioned we've got to make sure we got tie downs on it, which is something I wasn't aware. The 2 buildings that there are pictures of, well, I contacted 5 different building suppliers. They're all telling me 8 to 10 weeks if I order something, and that was a couple weeks ago. These are 2 buildings that are on site at suppliers and are available. So we thought, okay, let's see what we can get, and they're still telling us 2 to 4 weeks to get it. Sizes vary, and if these are not available, then we'll have to figure out another size building to go on. Basically, what we're looking at is it would be a vinyl building with a gable roof, so it looked like a garage, have a roll-up, or not a roll-up, but a garage-type door on it, passage door on the side. We don't care if it has windows or not. And no heat, no lights, general storage. The thought behind that versus a permanent structure is when we close, it's gone. We've got something, pay whatever you pay, and hopefully you get some of it back when you sell. And that's the whole idea. It would go as the pictures of the back of the building. I would try to get as close to the sidewalk as I could, which is 6 foot. And then I would it would be up against as you look at the picture, the right or the east lot line. So that's what we're looking to get as far in that southeast corner as we can. That's a north-oriented picture. That was, for those who've been around a while, that was a gravel parking lot for years behind the restaurant. So there's a gravel base there, but the thought is to put down, right now looking at 4x6 treated timbers on the ground and then fill in with gravel or limestone for it to sit on to keep the water from being underneath it. And then there'd obviously be soil cloth to keep vegetation from coming up through the stone. And that's pretty much the thought.
Questions?
Go ahead.
So a few. One, did you get any estimates for a wood structure, or were they all vinyl clad?
All vinyl clad because some of them will do wood, but it's just painted OSB. Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, the vinyl looks better. It's going to stay.
It's not generally an approved material for the district, but this is also a temporary building, so we're taking that into consideration. And then second question for you. Those buildings are all super cool because on River Street, they're all sort of at an angle on River Street, and so the back of them they're not straight with Water Street. And the other accessory buildings that are back there, the addition on the back of the other ones continue those angle lines. So would you want to place the building straight on with Water Street, or would you do it perpendicular, sort of
It-
matches what's going on?
By code, the option for the sideline, which would be the back of the building, is either on the line, parallel to the line, or 4 feet off the line. So the thought is it's going to go on the line, and that does have an angle because the lot's also run at
Kind of
a
like-
bit of an angle. Not quite the angle some of the buildings are on, but it's got a small angle. So it would be, what I'd like to be is right on the right-hand line there, the back line of it.
And then I guess finally, just a comment. So when you're looking at what's basically new construction in a historic district, you want it to not pretend to be of a different time period. You want it to be as simple and as non-remarkable as possible. You don't want to draw your eye to it, basically. So the simpler the design is, the better. And I know of the two options that you showed us, there's one that just has a straight up door. That's better than the one that has the little gambrel thing going. Okay, the other one sort of has like a cut, yeah. So this one would be a better infill than that one,
Oh,
just for that purpose,
Yeah.
okay? But you don't know exactly which of those two? You
depends on what's available when it's available, and that's why I put size is going to be here to here, and depth is going to be. We would prefer something like the gray one, just because it's more square footage. It's not as deep, so it's not going to project out as far. It'll nest in that corner a little better. There'll be more width to the building. Will be closer to our building, but still cover. I think you said 10 foot. So, yeah, so it'll be well over 10 foot away from our building now.
got it.
I appreciate the vinyl comment, but I also have a building directly across the street from me that's got a restaurant in it that also has vinyl, and that was not approved here. And has a garage door, which was not approved here. And not that I'm tit for tat type thing, but accommodations were made. And I guess going out back, if you ever drive down Water Street, there are a lot of other buildings, even though some of them aren't in the historical district, that look a lot worse than that'll ever look. You've got unlicensed, unplated cars, you've got grease traps, you've got open, unfiltered dumpsters.
Which, those aren't things we.
No, I know it's not things you deal
Yeah,
with,
no.
but it's,
Yeah.
you're part of city code, and those are also all part of city code. And next door grass is 4 feet high. Yeah, it's just, yeah, we all try to comply
Yeah.
and as best you can. And again, going back to do a stick build, Ed could tell you better than I could, but you're probably looking 30 to 35,000
Absolutely.
by the time you put it
We
in
just did one.
foundation, build it.
Shed, 35,000, 32,000.
No, I can appreciate that. Since this is basically a big storage bin.
That's all it's
As
gonna be.
opposed to a structure, so.
Yeah, we're not gonna put any, plan is not to put any electricity into it, obviously no plumbing, no insulation. It's one of those things that people might be in once in a while.
And you're picking it up and moving it at the end. It's not gonna be there forever.
If the person buying the building wants to pay extra for it, they can have it, but it's, the plan is that it would be something we could sell when we sell the building.
Thank you.
They could choose to keep it there. Did you hear that part?
I did not, but thank you. So, those were all my questions.
Yeah.
I know I take up a ton of time, so I'll.
That's okay. Kate, did you have a question regarding the shed?
I was wondering about when it was built. I know when Teresa brought me on, she said that, we go by when the structure downtown was built, so then that's how, the River Street Marketplace, with their awning, was an example she gave me. So I couldn't find when this building was built, and so then what kind of type of architecture the ideal shed would be.
You mean Kelly's Hallmark building?
Yes,
The
yes.
building?
Yeah.
That is actually 5+ buildings. If you've ever been in the store, there's where the cash register is was one building. On the other side, where most of the cards are, is another building. you'll see a huge beam going down the middle. And you can see it on the outside, you can see the split. Then that building was added onto the back. Where the Hallmark cash wrap is, that was added onto the back. And then the old bus depot is where the kitchen area is up a couple of steps. And then where the office is up a couple of steps also, and that was a separate building that was built. So it's a conglomerate, yeah, of buildings.
None
Yeah,
of them are really historical in nature. They were probably built in the
I would guess 40s, 50s.
40s, 50s,
I
but you
about
can't,
the bus depot, I remember in the 60s, the bus depot was operating as a bus depot, but
But I guess, Kate, the thing is that the building itself, if they were wanting to make changes to the building, we should keep that in mind. But since this is like new construction, it actually should absolutely not pretend to look like it was
Okay.
from the time period.
And that's what you had said, so just plain and
Plain and
simple and
So it doesn't draw your eye towards it. Yeah, basically,
sense.
yeah.
Chad, do you have any questions? Any more questions from you, Kate? I'm going to ask you a question to Jerry then. What does the zoning ordinance say for this type of?
It's allowable, it's an accessory use, accessory building, as long as he stays 10 feet away from the main structure and follows the setbacks which he laid out is perfectly acceptable. I got a question though for, if you don't mind. Is the doors going towards the road or towards the building?
which doors?
The
The
doors.
overheads?
Yeah,
They will be going actually parallel to Water Street.
okay.
Yeah, so it won't be, on the Water Street side, depending on which, well, looking at the inside of that building, it would be flipped. So on the Water Street side would be a passage door and a window, if it was that particular building.
Okay, so you're not seeing the overhead doors from the Water Street side then?
Well, as you come up, you'd see.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be facing to the west.
Now, I have a question. The overhead doors will be off the alleyway then?
Yeah, it won't.
Alongside your building?
Yeah, well, coming off the back of the building.
Okay.
There, it'll be coming off, you can see where there's a car there, it'll be coming off right in that area.
Uh-huh. Okay.
There is a curb cut off Water Street going into that grass part, but it's not gonna be used. And that red line off of Water Street is about where the 6-foot mark would be.
Lee, do you have any questions?
No.
Ed,
I do not.
would anybody like to entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve a temporary accessory building with simple door framing for this applicant at this address.
Any more discussion?
May I comment?
So Angie made the motion and Lee supported it. Do you need to read the motion back, Laura, or do you have it?
I think Doug wants to make it.
Oh,
I can't guarantee door framing if it's an on-site building. I can't. And if that's gonna be a sticking point, then I don't know what we're gonna do. Because it's not my choice how they build them.
Read the motion, Jack.
well, we have a motion on.
I know you do.
the floor.
Yep.
Would you like me to reread it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Motion by Angie, second by Ed, to approve the application for a certificate of appropriateness for 445 River Street for a temporary accessory building with simple door framing for this applicant at this address.
And we have support.
Okay, my question is, are both of those simple door framing?
No, I'd say that the one that is at the top, that is squared. a
Is simple.
rectangle is simple. The one with the angled gambrel look, farmhouse look, is not simple.
I'm going to call for a roll call vote on the motion, unless there's more discussion that needs to be made. Laura, please take the roll call vote.
Commissioner Kriskowitz.
Yes.
Vice Chair Quinn.
Yes.
Commissioner Trucks.
Yes.
Commissioner LaFave.
Yes.
Commissioner Barridge.
Yes.
Chairperson Kenny.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thanks, Doug. And then we're back to the library on the agenda, and they are not present. Do we want to make a decision in their absence? I don't think we've done that in the past.
I have a question and a comment before we do that, so.
Okay, I'm not sure if we're going to address it yet.
I don't find anything in the bylaws or anything that I've seen said you can't make a decision without them being here. You can proceed if you choose, or you can postpone or table the issue until someone shows up, whatever you choose to do.
Well, I think we'll proceed, and Angie wants to discuss their application, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
So, the lights that they're wanting to install would replace the replacement lights that are currently on the library. However, the city has a photo of the library, and I also found another photo online on eBay from 1905 with what those light fixtures looked like originally. And Jerry's going to pull those up for us,
Oh,
because
boy.
I sent them to him earlier.
I'm gonna maybe pull them
So,
up. Yay!
yeah,
Oh.
whoop. Yeah, so
There it
this is a postcard from 1905. Do you see how they're big globes?
Mm-hmm.
And if you actually look at the building that's next to it on Maple Street, it still has big globes on its light fixtures. And this building has big globes on its lights, and they're all from the same time period. So that would probably be the more appropriate light fixture to use. And then
See if I can bring
is
that
that
one up.
that the city even has, yeah. This is the one that the city, oops,
Mm-hmm.
never mind. So this is,
Is
the
that
same
it?
company that they're proposing also offers this light fixture. So there's probably gonna be some difference in cost, but it's also an LED possible one. So my thought would be to table this, to have Jerry talk to them about a more appropriate light fixture. Because even though that one that they're proposing matches what's there now, it's not really appropriate to the building. And see whether they would consider changing that up before they come back.
So are you making a motion to table this?
I am making a motion to table
I'll
this.
second that.
Is there any discussion? We have a motion by Angie, support by Lee. Any more discussion?
Well, I think the findings that Angie has nails it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think it looks fabulous,
The fact that
too.
they're apparently easily available.
They are
Absolutely.
easily available,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, if it's something that we have to go searching for, they would have to go searching for. I mean, it's defined, here it is.
This was 20 minutes this morning before I went to work.
20 minutes.
So, yeah, so.
Laura, what-
2 cups of coffee?
1 cup. I'm doing 1 now, but it's espresso, so, yeah.
Oh, my. Laura, would you take a roll call vote on that, please?
Commissioner Kriskowitz.
Yes.
Vice Chair Quinn.
Yes.
Commissioner Trucks.
Yes.
Commissioner LaFave.
Yes.
Commissioner Barridge.
Yes.
And Chairperson Kenny.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Nice job.
Great, thank you. Good
Perfect.
find.
Good find.
Yeah, when you have if you can find a photo, it's so much easier to make a decision about a historic structure, so, yeah.
And I think it'll
I
be.
went there and took the picture of the building because they didn't submit anything at all with it, so just the actual document from the catalog,
Got it.
So Jerry, you will reach out to them then?
yeah.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is old business, and we don't have any old business, so we're going to move on to correspondence. At this time, the chair will ask if any correspondence has been received to be read into the record.
None?
Hearing none, we're moving on to staff reports. We have 3 items under staff reports from Jerry.
So you have 3 addresses, 395 River, 399 River, and 383 River, all painting projects. That was presented to Mr. Fetter. He approved them administratively. He felt comfortable doing that because I believe the colors weren't really changing. Actually, I take that back. 2 of them are painting projects. The other one is maybe not, it is what it is. How's that?
I have a question about that one.
Okay.
So actually,
Please identify which building it is.
Yeah.
383 River.
383 River, which is the
Theater.
Vogue Theater. Yep.
So their application and the certificate that got approved, it included a clear coating on the bricks.
Okay.
And the guidelines from the, that you've got sitting here from the Department of the Interior say that while masonry, this quote, while masonry is one of the most durable historic building materials, it is also very susceptible to damage by exposure, improper maintenance or repairs, abrasive cleaning, or the application of non-permeable coating. So I don't know that that coating is best. Because the Vogue has gotten probably federal funds for preservation in the past, it might make sense to reach out to the state and just see if the coating that they're using is one that the state thinks is a good idea.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not, so.
So noted.
Right.
So they submitted 2 applications to Mark because, well, I kind of made them. They started the project without a permit. Everybody knows that. I went and shut them down, told the contractor to pack up his stuff, clean up, and leave until they got a permit. That created quite the excitement that day. They submitted these to Mark. Mark said, well, I think that we could, this is a little more than maintenance or whatever the exemption is in the everyday maintenance, I guess they call it, which is exempt from the certificate. So I did one for the routine maintenance, and I did one for the certificate of appropriateness. But I don't see that clear
Yeah,
coating on this one for the maintenance.
It's actually not written in either application, but with the photos they submitted.
Oh, okay.
It says, this elevation will be cleaned and sealed with a clear water repellent.
I gotcha, okay.
And that's the.
Good catch.
thing I'm concerned about.
That was that list of photos. Okay. Thank you. List of photos.
And then just a simple question, is they're saying they're removing a row of bricks to put some flashing in?
Yeah.
And it doesn't say that they're putting the bricks back in, I'm assuming they are. They're just removing them for the installation and then.
There's a couple lintels there that they've already completed that I've noticed.
Okay.
They haven't communicated with me since Mark signed this, so I'll reach out to them. There was another issue with some of that mortar being a different color. I was kind of waiting for the paint to dry a little bit, for lack of a better term, see if it actually is going to be the same color or not. I figured, well, if we're going to make an issue, we might as well make sure it's an issue. They didn't start with contacting me, so I don't feel the necessity to stop them in the middle, but this one's a little bit different, I agree. If they're potentially could lose some funding in the future, maybe they want to know that.
Yeah.
Lesson learned, right?
Exactly.
I'm not a spiteful person, but I certainly give what I get.
That one is just, it's received public funding over the
Yeah.
course of its restoration life.
Good to know.
So that's a, yeah.
I will consult with Mark about that. I don't think they presented the pictures to him initially. So we were trying to do what we could do to, so we'll address that. No issues from my perspective. The more I do this, the more I learn, which is good. The other 2 Anybody have any questions on the other two?
Actually, I know you mentioned it, but I'm kind of concerned about the mortar joints all being different colors. And it just does not look like it's to historic standards. And, maybe it is, but I'm concerned about the mortar joints not being properly.
So I'm going to address that as well. I guess my position was I'm going to wait till they're done.
Okay.
If they're done and it isn't proper, then I think they should fix it. But
And I know you have lots of masonry experience yourself. When tuck pointing's done, a lot of times the newer mortar won't necessarily look the same for a while. It has to
Right.
kind of age.
exactly.
But the bigger concern would be making sure that they're using the same mortar recipe that the existing mortar is. Because if not, then it's just all gonna flake away anyway. So I don't know what they're using. If they're just using a modern base, it might not work with a 1930s building.
So I started to question them on that particular issue, and I was educated that they're the experts. And I said, okay, well,
And they can give their expert recipe to
we'll make
to share
sure
with the
that
state.
your expert job is to the expert standards at the end, and we'll address it.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Patched in, without any doubt.
It does right now, yes.
Yep. And I mentioned to Catherine that, typically after you're done, you wash it with acid,
Mhm.
and it kind of blends everything together, gets all the old mortar off of it, and all the, cleans everything up. But I don't know if they did that step either. But I'm not saying they didn't, it's just I wasn't there to watch.
They don't seal it before they try to acid it.
Right, yeah,
We'll see how much of an expert they are.
yeah.
I think it's definitely on the radar here, and I'll be nice and bring up the coating before they get that far, just because that's gonna potentially take some funding away, and
Right. And
Could be adverse to them.
deteriorate, yeah, it could
Yeah.
mess up the bricks themselves, so.
yeah, okay.
Thanks, Jerry.
You're welcome.
I have one question on that. I'm just guessing because my knowledge of mortar is yeah, okay. But if you use you got the old mortar on there and you put new mortar, there's a chance it wouldn't adhere to each other, right?
So if the recipes are wrong, so like if the old mortar might have had more sand and ratio to like Portland cement.
Okay.
That changes over time, and so since the 30s, they've been doing it kind of different from before, and so they should be checking to make sure that the mortar recipe that they're using goes with an older building as opposed to what they might use for new construction, so.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's a thing that masons should know, and I'm sure they do know, so the question is whether
They
they
should.
did it or not,
Right.
so, yeah.
One other thing beyond this that I didn't have at the time of the agenda is I got an update on the sign at the hotel. It came down this morning. As they were taking it down, I was there for the ribbon cutting or whatever that was, and they said, pull your truck up and load it up.
The bakery sign,
The bakery
correct?
sign, Lee, yeah.
So you
Oh, Lee
guys-
wasn't here last meeting.
Yes.
So we got the bakery sign donated to the museum. Did you see the agenda?
Thanks, Lee, for
Thank
you.
suggesting that. We look into that.
You know where that came from?
Mark Feder,
Tony.
Oh, good for Tony.
She'll be happy about that.
Yeah.
Mark Feder agreed to take it in and display it when it was appropriate. He didn't know how he was gonna get it, so I offered the use of my pickup truck, but now I realize how it was hanging up there, that sign's not light. I'm gonna also need some help getting it off the truck when I get to Mark, because him and I probably can't lift it. So
Just give me a
we'll,
call, I'll help you.
okay, we'll need a few extra hands.
I'll hold the door if you call me.
Okay.
So-
So I'll get with Mark and they're gonna load it up when I go to pick it up. Maybe even do it tomorrow or Friday, we'll see what the schedules, and if not, maybe next week, because I seen him
Yeah,
cringe.
I'm on Traverse City all day tomorrow and Grand
Okay.
Rapids Friday, so,
Okay,
but next week I'm
next
open.
week's
So can you
better.
ride around with it in the back of your truck for,
I could tie it down and,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to take,
Also sell bread out of the back of the.
yeah.
I'll probably
Can't sell
get,
any
I'll
donuts.
probably get dinged for a no business registration. So that's all I have right now.
Any questions for Jerry from anybody? Okay, we're gonna move on to public comments and communications. Are there any public comments today? Hearing none. Meetings and trainings. At this time, the chair would ask members if they attended any meetings or trainings. I do know that Chad was recently registered for a meeting, correct? Yep.
For tomorrow, 11:30 to 1.
Right, and I was telling them if you can't make it to a meeting, if you register, they will send you a link and you can log into the meeting and listen to it on your own time.
So I had a chance to attend a meeting that just kind of like peripherally is training for historic preservation. Last week, I was actually in Indianapolis for a training by an Anishinaabe artist who actually runs the Great Lakes Native American collection at the Idle George Museum down there. And it was all about how to talk about, preserve, protect, and celebrate Anishinaabe art.
Wonderful.
And artifacts. And so even though we don't have anything right now in our historic district, I feel more comfortable if it would ever come up, so.
Very good, thank you. Okay. Member discussion. At this time, the chair will ask members of the Historic District Commission if they have any items they want to discuss. Hearing.
I have none.
Oh, you have none?
I have none.
I got nothing.
Lee? Chad? Kate? I have nothing to add. It was a good meeting.
I got one more thing, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I forgot.
Jerry has one more thing.
The registry nomination report was submitted, and I was just looking, I can't remember if that meeting was yesterday or if it's the 28th. So if it wasn't yesterday, if it was, I didn't hear what the result was, but I believe it's the 28th. And I have a invitation via Zoom if anybody wants to attend that.
So the city, on their Facebook page this morning, posted that it had been approved by the state and
Oh, it was
is waiting
yesterday.
for its final approval. So they posted that today.
Oh, bugger.
I'm just
Sorry.
going off of Facebook. It might not be news, so it might not be real, but I'm thinking from the city.
Does anybody remember from your packet? I was just trying to, I put it in the memo in the packet when we presented this. My apologies, I didn't remind everybody. I thought that was cool. Oh. Oh, no, that's the 8/27. It might have been the 23rd from yesterday.
We're discussing the firehouse,
Yeah,
which is
I'm
not a
sorry.
historic
Yep.
district, but it was just, we just went through a nomination process for it to be included as on the National Historic Register.
Yep, and the answer to your question and your suggestion for,
National?
yeah, they said no. And they said no because it wasn't researched that way. And he said if we check those boxes, we're going to go back to about 2 years of work.
Okay.
And they weren't prepared to make that leap. So fire chief was good the way it was, and the state was happy that they didn't want to pull their nomination because it really would have been, we got to research nationally now instead of, so that was the explanation I got.
But we can add the national, right?
Well, yeah, you can add to national, and
Mhm.
since we've read it into our proceedings, at some point, if someone wanted to look at doing that,
Yep,
there's something.
now some of
on
the work's
record.
done, yeah, so.
Should be.
All
Anything
right.
else?
That's it, I got
I
enough.
will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll entertain that.
Okay, Ed and Lee, All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Yeah,
All opposed, say nay. None. Meeting adjourned.